Alright, so this video series is going to be based on um, reading opportunities, creating trade ideas, understanding charts and markets a little bit more, maybe look at them in a different light and change your perspective on them. Um, so we're going to create trade ideas, and this is how they're going to be presented. We're going to focus on reading a chart and the emotion that goes with reading a chart. So that's going bar by bar and feeling what the buyers feel, the longs, feeling what the shorts feel, feeling the regret, feeling the quote unquote FOMO traders, and the momentum, and um, how we can take advantage of that and use that to create good trade ideas. We're going to use a couple chart indicators. So this is going to be focused on a daily 1-year chart, very basic. We're going to have the volume profile here on the right so we can see where the volume's being taken place. We have our point of control, which is the red horizontal, and then we have our value area, which represents 68 to 70% of the volume for the last year. So we also have our Bollinger Bands. So this is going to help us with volatility. There's these outside the black bars, or excuse me, the black lines. It's based off the 20-period moving average, which is very standard with Bollinger Bands. And this is going to help us get an idea for how volatile stock is right now, and where it's at in its volatility cycle. And the dotted line it's two standard deviations based off of that, and the dotted line is the 20-period moving average, or the 20 days since we're on a daily chart. We're also going to use the 10-period, the 10-day exponential moving average. It's the green line, and then the 100-day exponential moving average, which is the purple line. Also, we have our price bars colored a certain way, and I'll go into that. So red is going to be painted when they're normal candlestick bars, but red's going to be painted when price closes beneath the 10-day exponential moving average. Blue is going to show stability in the market, and blue is going to be printed on both sides of the exponential, the 10-day. So that's going to give you a hint of maybe when we're seeing some type of reversal, consolidation, whatever. And then green is obviously price closing above the 10-period moving average. All right. So rule of thumb, we don't want to be buying red bars, and we don't want to be selling green bars. The only exception to that rule is if you get like a candlestick where price flushes, reverses, and you at least have a line in the sand. And then vice versa for shorts, where you get this spike up and this close where we opened, or lower, or whatever. That's the only exception, but we are going to really focus on the idea of staying true to this system where we're following the emotion of the market. So we're getting that gut feel, that gut feel of when you're making money and losing money, and when you're wrong, and we're going to apply that to the chart, and we're going to use that to our advantage. So the best way to do this and to get acquainted with the chart is to walk bar by bar. And this market's been moving higher, and I'm going to walk into our trade that we had. So going into the new year, and I'm going to zoom in a bit. Going into the new year, we have this market that's pressing higher. And let's focus on the very right-hand side of the chart. So the 10-day is really perked up. We're riding the top of the Bollinger Band. If you're long, you're feeling pretty good, right? And you want to remain long. We have a blue bar, so maybe we're coming to the end of this, but nothing really says let's get out of this market. So the market's climbing higher, and I'm going to go fast, go slow, so you can get a feel for how we're doing it. But I have a lot of bars to cover, so the ones that are less significant, especially the bars in January, I'm going to try to go fast, but still get my point across. So if you're long here, you're happy, you're still good, you're happy. We have a little bit of selling pressure. All right, gap down. So now if you're long and you're not out, you're thinking profit taking, you want to protect your profits. Keep an eye on the moving averages and the spacing between and the opportunities that may present itself. So for example, the 10-day EMA and the 20-day EMA, it has a lot of space between it. That could be like an air pocket where we could flush quick from one to the other. So that's something to keep in mind of as we go through this. Selling pressure. Okay, the buyers are here. They're kind of creating a line in the sand for now. The 20 days kind of creeping higher. All right, flush. So if you're long into the beginning of the year as a trader, and then you see this, unless you're long from the very beginning of the year, you know, you're starting to have regret for those who bought and didn't take profits. All right? Then that's instant regret. You know, that's people puking their positions up. That gets a little crazy. So feel the gut, you know, what it feels like in your gut if you're long and you're wrong here and you're taking it on the chin. All right, buyers come in. We gapped way lower. That's like an easy long, but gapped lower, traded higher, so we're kind of putting in a bottom end of the range. All right, sellers, 10 days moving sharply lower. All right, big selling again at the bottom end of the range. All right, so we're getting this back and forth. We're getting this drawdown, and we have buyers very apparent here. This strategy focuses on executing the last 20, 30 minutes of the day. So if you're getting long here, the bars turn blue. We have big buyers, or we have buyers making a stand. So if it drops below 71, you know that maybe there's a little more selling to be done, and these buyers here have more, you know, there's more work to do on the downside. We have the 100-day, which is acting as a bit of resistance. 75 is kind of our next level. It's a 10-day, and it's kind of where the sellers made a stand, 76, 75. So if you're buying here, you know, that's kind of your target, 75, 76. Ultimately, 77 would be nice. All right, press. So you get your one-day flip if you're in and out. Pushing, holding the 100. Pop. That's a nice pop. All right, so that trade worked out. All right, follow through. A little bit of selling, kind of marking the top end of the range, which we kind of expected. Selling. All right, another pop, but they're selling into it. Okay, now blue solid candle is going to be gapping up and moving, closing lower on the day, which you can see what we did. We're holding the 10-day. We're right at the 10 and the 20 days, so we're going to have some type of move off of here. Buyers trying. Buyers now going off of that level, back through. All right, so if you bought here, you're still good, but after this kind of day, you're maybe looking to protect your gains if you're not out already. If you're buying here and you see this, now you're underwater and decisions have to be made. Where's your stop? Is your stop right here under 76? If so, you know, it's probably going to get taken out and we're probably going back towards 74. Maybe this holds and we reverse back to the upside, but This is not a good looking candle. Follow through to the downside. More follow through. Now you have regretful buyers puking it up. Short sellers who did get into this position, they're feeling pretty good. Back at the bottom end of the range, bottom of the Bollinger Bands, buyers making a stand, no trade. Buyers making a stand into resistance. Resistance, they're selling into it. Buyers making a stand again. That's kind of tempting to try a long because you have a little bit of airspace. So you have a little bit of what should be moved to the upside. Let's see. All right, buyers supporting it again. Now you think, okay, let's see. All right, ebb, flow, ebb. Let's see if these buyers can hold and we can pop above. All right, got a nice pop there. Selling again. We're still lower highs here. That's something to be mindful of. All right, selling, 100-day holding. Let's see if it goes back through. If you bought here, the feeling you have of not taking profits here, knowing this could slip away. Oh, fuck. That feeling of, damn it. And are you getting out at break even or small loss here? This isn't very encouraging price action. 10 days moving lower. Let's see. Selling, not positive for the buyers. Sellers are selling into it. Looks like there's some people trying to get out at break even if you're a buyer. Sellers are feeling pretty good here. All right, some follow through back down at the lows here at 72. That's holding a bit. Some selling. If that's all the buyers have, that's weak. All right, they're selling into the 100-day still. The 10 days moving lower. It's either got to pop above the 100 or it's gonna crack. Crack. All right, now if you're long, you're wrong and you're in pain. You're in pain. Some stability. Pain. Back at the lows. All right, holding the lows again. All right, sellers are here. They sold the top end of the range, closed at the lows. We should test the other side. All right, so the lows were penetrated, and then the buyers came in again. We have this nice trend going short term, creating some space for the 20-day and the 100-day. Maybe that's creating an opportunity. What was support, maybe it's a target on the other side now. Buyers this is looking pretty good for a bounce, right? They're trying here. All right, the buyers made their stand. The 10-day, we're closing at it. If we get a pop, it's probably going to the 20-day. And if this looks good, we got a move to 73. We can basically put a stop under 67 here. All right. So let's see if we can pop this. All right, popped it. If we're doing it on the flip, we take profits that day on at least some. 20 days still creeping lower. All right, back through. That's annoying. If you're long here off the close, you're down a little bit of money, unless you got out here completely, which, I guess that's a pretty good pop. Got about $1. Stops are down here, 67. All right, that's actually not the worst thing. They're holding this 10-day. They tried, they moved higher. It's a higher low. It's a higher high. That's kind of encouraging. The sellers are here at 70, 71. Pop. All right, so that paid off, being a little patient. Oh, back to the 10-day. Still kind of grinding it higher, and we're at the 20-day too. So we're going to make a move here. Pop to the 100-day. All right, top end of the range. They sold into it. Still positive, but we went from the 100-day back down to the 20 and the 10 in one trading session. That's not really positive. That's a volatile day. But that was a good trade off the lows. All right, selling. Selling. If you were long there and you didn't take profits, you're wondering what the hell you're doing. Now you feel like an idiot. Pop. Are you going to get bailed out here? Is this thing going to go higher? We went from red to green, so we got a little bit chopped. That's kind of how I read it. And, it's got to retest 72, 73. All right. In the middle of the range, not really doing anything. Sellers back in, lower high, lower low on the day. Some indecisiveness, but a bad close for the buyers. All right, they're trying at the lows, but still under the 10 and the 20. Still under. Still under. Yeah, it's going to go soon. Well, that doesn't look good. If you're, I would try to buy some puts there with a stop at 70. Kind of retest the absolute lows here, 67, 66. A move lower. You want to see follow through tomorrow. All right, so you got your follow through. The buyers came in. So if you're shorted that, if you took profits on the drop, you feel pretty good. If you're still in, damn it, did I sell the lows? That's kind of what you're thinking. All right, they sold into it. Let's see some follow through. All right, got follow through, but the buyers are down here. You're at the lows. So maybe this is setting up for an opportunity. I'm out of the puts by now. All right, buyers again. This is interesting. I probably worth the risk, really, but let's wait. All right, so if we bought there, we'd be pretty happy. We need to pop the 10-day, and we got to move back to 72 if we can get going. All the short sellers here, they really didn't move the stock much, and then they're going to scramble to cover if we start to get above 69, 70. And then we do. And then you feel that. You feel if you're short there, you're scrambling to cover. If you're a breakout trader to the long side, you're like, okay, like maybe this thing can go. We have a floor here at 769. If we close back under the 10 and the 20. Whereas here we had like 6-7 days of moving up, and then we got a pop above the 10 and the 20. Here it happened in a couple days. So this is probably going to run. Runner, runner, runner. Like intraday lows, keeping an eye on them. All right, a little bit of selling, a little bit of selling. So if you've had this good trade, your profit taken here. Holding the 100, the 10's right below it. All right, buyers are trying here. There is some space between the 10 and the 20 though. We have this gap here, so that's something we have to be mindful of. We're at the top end of this range. 73 is still resistance. All right, selling. So now if you got long down here and you rode this nicely and you did not take profits, or if you bought on the breakout here and now you're experiencing this thing coming back, what are you feeling? You're on a day like today, you're praying for a bounce and you're feeling pretty shitty that you didn't take profits a couple days ago. That's not what you want. We're under the 10, we're under the 100, holding the 20, but this isn't what you want. Resistance at the 100. They're selling it again. Okay, hold the 20, and like maybe we're alright. Continue to consolidate. Oh shit, we pierced it. All right, but we had some buyers, so they're trying to hold this gap here. Buyers are trying again, but this thing's going lower. Close this gap. So maybe we stabilize here, but we have some resistance ahead, above. All right, more selling. This is not what you want to see if you're long or if you're trying to buy. This is sit on your hands if you're looking for an opportunity. And then finally, we have it. So we have this big gap down under support. Anyone who bought here is wrong, right? And if they tried to buy the higher low here, nothing really set up here. We didn't really get anything that looked good. And they tried, but nothing. This is a lower high, lower low. They tried. Lower high, lower low. They tried. Lower high, lower low. And then they finally just puked it. So let's watch it. Stabilizing. All right, so now let's see what sets up. We have space between the 10-day and we have space at this gap here. All right, so we have a kind of a trade setting up if we see some more buyers coming in. I need a little more than just an inside day. I need some rejection. I need them to show me that they want to be in this thing for a bounce. And then we get this setup. We get this bar where they do trade it down. We open up flat. They trade it down towards these lows inside the Bollinger Band, and they reverse it, and we close higher than we open. And it's actually an outside bar where we even tested the other side of the prior day. So it was a pretty positive close, and we had this buying tail where the buyers came in and improved themselves. And that's the type of entry that you're looking for if you're looking for some type of a red reversal, where you get this rejection, but I like it here because we're going off of a gap, and we're going off of really selling pressure since 73, where we continued to make lower highs, lower lows, with the exception of a couple bars. And then finally you get your pop. So I'm going to zoom out because I want to show the profile. We're at the value area low, and we pierced below the point of control. So we essentially just tested the bottom end of this high volume chunk here, and it was the value area low. So I thought it was a pretty good opportunity to play the bounce. And right into the 1 year point of control, the 10-day, the gap close, that's an easy profit target. Take the money. It was a Thursday going into a Friday, and that's how we do it. So that was a pretty good setup. If you're still in it, if you're still in the long, this is what you're looking at. It's okay to come back a little bit, but you want to see the buyers persistent here, like they were here, and you want to see what they have to offer. And then obviously this 10-day, this point of control is going to play a role. This 10-day is going to continue to drip lower, and we're going to see how price reacts around it. And if it sets up something, we could get back in. So that was that snap. That's the beginning of learning how to read and feel the chart, and understanding where the stops are, where the I'm wrong at, the regret, and the patience that comes with reading charts and reading charts with emotion. So that's the Citigroup setup. Now looking at Snapchat.